So maybe you've watched the movie 300. This is a movie that came out, I think, around 2007, 2008. I might be wrong. But it's a movie that became very successful, you can say. I don't have the numbers on how much it was watched, but I know that's a movie that was a big success. And it was based on these Greek soldiers who were like 300 of them who were going and fighting the Persians. So okay, so that's that part of. I think that story comes from Herodotus' Histories. That's where likely the writer of the movie got the idea from, at least. So when Xerxes is in Europe, is fighting the Greeks. There were 300 Spartans who joined the rest of the Greeks to fight the Persians. And Herodotus tells us that at some point, the Spartans and these 300 Spartans, under the leadership of a guy by the name Leonidas, asked the other Greeks to either stand back or, in fact, leave. And they went to face the Persians by themselves, and they fought and they killed so many Persians. But then they were all killed except three. But I need to mention that this 300 was not like just 300. It was 300, but then the Spartans will provide another 300. It was like a special force of the Spartans. So in this specific 300 of the Spartans were killed. These were the initial stages of the Xerxes battle with the Greeks. They were killed except three guys. Three guys were not killed. The guys were Aristodemus, Eurystus, and another guy by the name, Pantitis. Now, Aristodemus and Eurystus did not survive because both became sick. Both had an eye infection before the battle started, and they were asked by Leonidas to go to probably a nearby camp and rest. So while they were there, then the Persians appear, and the rest of the 300 go to face the Persians. Now, Aristodemus and Eurystus, they were both having the same sickness, but what they decided to do, each of them decided to do different thing. Now, when Eurystus heard that the Persians are coming down from the mountain, what he did, he asked for his armor and his spear, I guess, and everything that he needed. And while he was still sick, he rushed and went to fight. And he didn't really fight, he just went to the battlefield and he was killed. Because for him, there was no way he was going to survive while the others are dead. So he just joined them to die with them. On the other hand, Aristodemus did the opposite thing. Herodotus describes him that he was of faint heart. So he didn't go join the others. Instead, he escaped and he went back to Sparta. Now, here is the problem. But Herodotus tells us that for Aristodemus, there are two stories. There is that story that he was sick, but there is also another story that he wasn't really sick. He had been sent by Leonidas to go to Sparta for something. But as he was coming back, he realized that the Persians were nearby, and then he just wasted time somewhere so that he doesn't find himself fighting the Persians. And that's how he avoided dying with the others. But now, this guy, when he went back to Sparta, he had a very difficult time. Nobody wanted to talk to him. Nobody wanted to associate with him because they saw him as a traitor, in fact. And he had a very difficult time. And then when there was another 300 coming up, he joined that team and he went and he fought so valiantly and he proved himself and he died, but he died as a hero. Now, for the third guy, Pantites had been sent by Leonidas for another errand. So when the Persians came, he wasn't there and the others died. And after the others died with his absence, he went back to Sparta. When he went back to Sparta, he was treated the same way Aristodemus was treated. Nobody would talk to him. People insulted him. They saw him as a traitor, like your fellow soldiers have died, heroes, and here you are, you kind of just like avoided the battle and you survived. And for this guy, he hanged himself because of that. So it shows that among the Spartans, when you join the army, especially these special forces of 300, you had to be ready. Like there was nothing like you were considered to be one and the same. So whatever happened to one had to happen to everyone. Yeah.